Hi everyone, it's me, Bill Black, MMUA's Government Relations Attorney, bringing you another update on what has been happening at the state capitol. In this video, we will focus on some of the bills of interest working their way through the state process. We will also look at how things are going for some of MMUA's top legislative priorities. And we will also do a review of MMUA's recent legislative conference. When the legislature took their traditional Easter and Passover break from March 28 to April 7, 4,790 bills had been introduced in the House, and 4,982 had been introduced in the Senate. Very few of them will be given hearings, let alone be signed into law, but Kent Sulam, MMUA's Director of Government Relations and Senior Counsel, and I try to stay on top of them. We are always assessing which ones have life, and of those, which might affect municipal utilities. Let's take a closer look at a few of them. House File 4319, Senate File 4455, has a title referencing the Port Authority of Lake City, but that doesn't tell the whole story. That bill has also become the vehicle for a provision MMUA is seeking to ensure there is a uniform process for both increasing and decreasing the size of local public utilities commissions. There was no opposition to the amendment inserting MMUA's desired language into the bill. It then moved on to the House floor. Unfortunately, its companion bill on the Senate side, Senate File 4455, had already passed to the Senate floor before the amendment could be offered, so MMUA is working with its author, Senator Drazkowski, on a floor amendment. House File 3912, Senate File 3991, is a bill that would significantly reduce the amount of late fees and interest rates that can be charged to customers who are late on their bill payments or have had their services disconnected. Both the House and Senate Energy Committees laid their versions of the bill over for possible inclusion in an omnibus bill. There has been strong opposition to this bill, and MMUA will watch for any indicators that it is moving forward. Due to public opposition to secrecy that has surrounded the planning for 3 data centers, some form of restriction on the use of non-disclosure agreements, or NDAs, by public entities will almost certainly be adopted by the state legislature. One of the following 3 bills will likely be passed in some form, either as a standalone bill or as part of a larger package such as an omnibus judiciary bill. At the time of video production, House File 4077 and its companion, Senate File 4379, seemed like the frontrunners amongst the NDA bills. In this version, the new law would apply to most public entities, including municipal utilities. The bill author's intent is to prohibit entities or persons from entering into NDAs when land use decisions and/or public dollars are involved. MMUA worked with the municipal power agencies, serving many of you, to exempt these agencies from the bill. It was approved in the Senate Judiciary Committee before moving to the Senate floor. The House companion was sitting in the House Judiciary Committee after having been recalled from the floor. If the bill is heard in that committee, MMUA will lobby to add the Senate amendment language to it. House File 4512 and its companion bill, Senate File 4296, are similar to the previous bills, but they are targeted exclusively at data centers and focus specifically on elected officials, prohibiting them from entering into related NDAs. This narrower construction would be preferable to the broad language in the previous bills. Senate File 4548 is the last of the NDA bills and had no companion House file. Considering it also did not meet deadline rules, it seems unlikely this bill will be the one adopted by the legislature. But the approach it takes is the narrowest of the 3, and thus may be viewed as a good compromise. It too focuses just on data centers and locally elected officials. House File 771, Senate File 486, is a bill set that was introduced during the 2025 regular session. You probably know about the U.S. Department of Energy program, known as LIHEAP, for Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program. This legislation would create a nearly identical state-funded version of LIHEAP aimed at reaching Minnesotans who are eligible but for whatever reason do not receive the federal assistance. While LIHEAP is popular and widely supported by utilities, the bill's $40 million price tag presents a high hurdle. The Senate bill is included in the Senate's Omnibus Energy Bill, and the House file could be headed for that body's Omnibus Energy Bill as well. This bill clarifies the mandated use of the electronic positive response program when doing a locate before an excavation occurs. Problems with the bill were addressed by amendment in the committee process, resulting in MMUA adopting a neutral position. Currently, the bill awaits final adoption in each chamber. That takes care of the bill updates. Let's take a quick look back at MMUA's legislative conference. We hold this event annually in St. Paul with the goal of bringing municipal utilities professionals together with lawmakers for the purpose of building understanding and telling our hometown stories. Just under 50 utility officials met on March 24th and 25th for a day and a half of learning and lobbying. On the evening in between, MMUA members hosted a well-attended legislative reception where they engaged our many legislator guests in conversations aimed at sharing MMUA's position on the bills we just walked through, and simply getting to know each other in an environment outside the Capitol. Overall, the conference went well. However, MMUA would like to see a larger turnout of utility representatives in future years. Watch for the Save the Dates announcements regarding the 2027 Legislative Conference in the next couple of months. It will likely be held a bit earlier in the year since the legislature will convene the second Tuesday of January instead of in mid-February like it did this year. One last event MMUA participated in since our last update was the first Nuclear Energy Education Day sponsored by the Nuclear Energy Alliance. The Alliance is a group of over 60 private and public sector entities, including MMUA, seeking to lift the nuclear moratorium in Minnesota. The event included tables of educational materials related to nuclear energy and a rally under the Capitol Dome. Unfortunately, the event did not sway DFL members of the House Energy Committee, as they subsequently voted against a bill that would have authorized an independent study of issues related to nuclear energy. However, the issue remains alive, and a late hearing is pending in the Senate. That brings you up to date on MMUA's work for municipal utilities during this legislative session. As you are watching this video, Kent and I are in the home stretch at the Capitol, where things always get very intense and very interesting as the required deadline for closing the session nears. Our next video will come out a few weeks after the last gavel falls on May 18. It will provide a summary on how the 2026 legislative session ended. We hope you will join us at one of the in-person wrap-up sessions we will be holding around Minnesota in June. It's a great way to meet MMUA staff, your utility peers, and talk about issues that matter to you and your hometown utility. It also helps Kent and me by giving us your real stories and insights, which are critical as we work on your behalf throughout the year. Thanks for watching, and remember, what happens in St. Paul affects us all.